It's BFBS, the Forces Station. Hal Stewart here with you, and very pleased to say that Stel Stilianu, our Cypriot football expert, is joining us once again, linking up, looking back, and also looking ahead with what's been going on. Stel, how are you?
Kalimera, everyone. How are you, my friend? I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Well, I love this, because I get to talk about football, which is one of my passions, one of my favourite things, and I think we will begin, as we always do, in time-honoured tradition, with top flight news.
Okay, so at the risk of sounding like a prime Johnny Ball, I don't know if you remember Johnny Ball, think of a number and all that.
I do.
This segment is all about numbers, Hal. Um, you won't be surprised to hear that off-field matters dominate Cypriot football news this week, but I think we'll start with the important stuff, and that's Aris remaining top of the league despite being held to a 1-1 draw at AEK Larnaca. Second place, Abuel, who played the majority of their game against Buffalo with an extra man, could only come away with a point. Now, whilst you may think both games were bore draws, I can assure you it was quite the opposite. Aside from end-to-end action, all four teams had the player sent off. To make things even more
Wow.
interesting, Apollon Limassol fought back from a goal down to beat Omonia 2-1 at the Gazibi. Now, Apollon's win puts them on 59 points, level with Buffalo, 59. AEK occupy third on 62. Abuel are third on 65. And Aris sit pretty at the top on 68. Aris face Apollon in the Limassol derby whilst Abuel hosts Larnaca this weekend. Numbers. Now, on to the big news this week, financial summaries.
Ooh.
You're going to love this one. Before I go into the end of year summaries, mate, cast your mind back to this time last week where we spoke about the TV deal involving CableNet, Upwell, and Orthodoxy. You know, when both club presidents had digs at Buffalo and Addis questioning their financial fair play validity. Well, a day later, Buffalo announced a renewal of their own, a 5 million deal with sponsor Gorandina Homes. How's that for a clapback? The CEO of Gorandina Homes is also Buffalo's vice president. Now, for the financial summaries, hold on to your seat, mate. Upwell are now 34 million in debt. Apollon, 14 million in debt. Anorthosis, 12 million in debt. Omonia, 22 million in debt. With Omonia's situation, it's a little bit different because the liabilities are actually on the president, not the club. But there's an ongoing situation with them and the association. So I'm not going to get into that long story. But Buffalo made a net profit of 1.5 million, thanks largely to the 17 million they made in revenue. Aris also made a profit. Their revenue went up from 5 million last year to 11 million. Yeah, I'm trying to think of enough adjectives, but I'm just going to use the informal exclamation, wowzers.
Yep, good.
As if all that wasn't enough, this is brilliant. On Wednesday, Spiros Neofidis, who's the players' union head, went on Supersport FM to say that the union suspects the Cypriot FA has been loaning money to a couple of clubs to ease their financial problems. Now, I can't possibly tell you which clubs I think have received such favourable treatment. Watch this space.
I would normally say lots to unpack, but we're not touching any of that. Instead, we move straight on to our team nearest to Decalia. We know that the season is now over, apart from in the top flight. But what is going on with Old Media? And also, we'll then talk about some of our other teams.
Well, it's pretty quiet in that front at the moment, mate, to be honest, because the season's done. I think a lot of players are going on their holidays.
Mm.
But what I will say is that Abea Agrodiri, their social media has been absolutely incredible. And I just need to tip my hat off to them because honestly, for a club to be in the position that they're in, but to have so much emphasis on social media and the amount of engagement and views and content that they're putting out is absolutely incredible. And long may it continue.
Well said. I mean, they don't get much of an off-season, but Stel, thank you very much for giving us a roundup. I'm looking forward, actually, to when the season is over. Not because I want it to be over, just because I love transfer talk and we'll have plenty of
You'll see a lot of
fun.
that in Cyprus, one, I'll tell
Oh,
you.
yes. Stel Stilianu, our Cypriot football expert. Until next week, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.